Kia ora and welcome to Māori Television's coverage of the SAS Sport New Zealand Secondary School Basketball Nationals, coming to you from Arena Manawatu in Palmerston North. I'm Chris Tupu, and it's final day of action here in Palmerston North as we get ready for a third and fourth playoff between Fraser High School taking on Rotorua Boys High School. Joining me in commentary is Zico Coronel, most travelled NBL assistant around New Zealand at the moment. 11 years he's had as an NBL assistant. And Zico, this could quite easily have been the final.
Both the semi-finals between Fraser and Westlake and Rangitoto and Rotorua came right down the buzzer. Both these teams were unfortunate losers at the buzzer, but for the want of an inch here or there, this could have been the final for sure.
And here's a look at the Fraser team from Hamilton. Number 4, Tamamoko Green, the coach's son. Jethro Taylor, very good player in the point guard position. Trey Barber, Arapata Hapuku, Sunny Katipa. Maley there, number 9. He was a real presence for Fraser yesterday. Silas Taylor, Jaden McCarthy, Dovin Barlow, Marshall, and number 22, Hiram Harris. One of the pressure players and clutch performers was number 5 for Fraser, Jethro Taylor.
Yeah, Jethro's a flat-out shooter. This is not uncommon for him, and then he stepped to the line and made all 3 free throws at the near buzzer to tie it up. We thought we were going to overtime, but Matt Freeman came through and put an end to proceedings with a buzzer beater, as you see there. Westlake Boys 101-99. This team won their first 4 games, but they couldn't beat the Maida North Harbour, losing to Rangitoto 97-82 and losing to Westlake Boys. The only teams they've lost to are the eventual finalists.
So Fraser, coached by Jeff Green, and Rotorua Boys High School, they've done extremely well in this tournament and only lost on the buzzer in the semi-final, but some real talent here across their lineup. Bruce Magabos, number 7, he was a solid guard in their semi-final match. Number 10, Tamakari Verko Kameta, he was fantastic and busy at both ends of the court, as was Makaire Watane, number 13 for Rotorua Boys, and provided much of the scoring punch for this Rotorua side in their big semi-final loss to Rangitoto.
Waitere is capable in many ways. We see him here getting to the rim, and he also was a money from three-point line. He also generated a great shot to win it, and unfortunately, as it is in basketball, sometimes you can't knock it down.
He had a good look to finish that game and unable to pull it off, but you know, the good thing about this tournament is that they get to play the next game pretty quickly, so there's no chance for you to dwell on losses or wins for that matter. It's about getting on to the next game, and we talked briefly before this commentary started just about, you know, the third and fourth playoff. It's the day after you lose that semi-final. Somehow you have to find the motivation to come ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this game at a couple of different national titles, and one time we didn't really come to play and it really put a dampener on the whole weekend. Another time we really came to play with Hutt Valley High School with 8 7th formers playing their last game, and it really made for a great outing. There'll be a lot of 7th formers playing for these two teams. This is the last time they'll put on the school singlet for their coach and their team and their school. They want to have a great last outing to remember.
Yeah. It can be an emotional time, especially if they've had, you know, a number of years playing at this tournament, the senior level. So, you know, look for a big game, and I think these two sides are quality outfits. Coming up next, it's the third and fourth playoff. Fraser High School taking on Rotorua Boys High School. It's AA boys' third and fourth playoff between Fraser High School and the Rotorua boys. About to get underway in Arena Manawatu in Palmerston North. Quick turnaround for both of these teams. Semi-final action less than 24 hours ago, and Fraser has the ball. Taylor, is he going to start where he left off? Yes, he is. He likes that corner. He's definitely a good shooter. Zico, you've seen him develop?
Yeah, I've seen him over a number of years as he started off at Hamilton Boys. And we see Ellis get an easy look immediately. Taylor started at Hamilton Boys and he developed his shooting there, and then he went to Fraser, and they really used the three-point shot here as he knocks it down.
Good looking form for the young guard. Barlow keeps it in play. Dovin Barlow, unmistakable with his beard. And Taylor. Green, coach's son. Of course, Fraser, coached by Jeff Green. There's Hiram Harris, way too much space inside. Unable to convert. Solomon, another player that featured heavily in the semi-final. I like the look of this player.
Yeah, very aggressive player. He plays as a 3 or an undersized 4 if they go smaller, and he allows them to have a lot of versatility, able to play fast, but not give up anything on the interior.
Ellis on the step back. Taylor's into action thick and fast at the moment, as is Solomon.
These two teams met at regionals in the semi-final, I believe, and Fraser was victorious that day, and we see them get off to a good start here.
There's a block coming from Ellis. Magabos gets picked by Hiram Harris. Ahead to Solomon. Another big block there from Logan Ellis. Goes upstairs.
He's a very good defensive player. Perhaps that's why John Riley, legendary boomer, and Boise State assistant coach, is here scouting Logan.
Barlow in the low block. Single coverage. Verko Kameta defending, trying not to foul.
Shooting that air ball, Rotorua boys was appealing for a travel, but you're allowed to catch your own genuine shot attempt in FIBA. It's only a travel under NBA.
Here we go. That's from New Zealand's only human basketball encyclopedia. Zico Coronel. Robertson. Ellis. Watene. Just running that Breakers trans offense. Here is Magabos. Taylor again. Full of energy. Got a spring in his step, has Jethro Taylor.
Dovin Barlow working on the interior and kicks out to Hiram Harris with the Euro step, and he draws the foul on Verko Kameta. Verko Kameta, the 3-on-3 dunk champion, dunk comp champion. There we go, in March.
Showed some of his athletic skills in the semi-final. He goes to the bench, and here's a look at Hiram Harris. Promising young post player. been a 5-year player for Fraser High School. Since year 9, he's been on the squad.
He was pretty dominant in year 9 and year 10 too. So it feels like he's been around forever, but that more is a reflection of how good he was at a young age.
And as a year 9, I can remember him being a similar size. So we see some pressure coming here from Fraser. 4 players in the front court. Sometimes that pass seems like it's open, but it can be tracked down pretty quickly if it's not a zippy pass, as we saw in that case.
Yeah, I mean, you more want to use 2 short passes, maybe hit someone in the high post and he can meet the pass, face up, and then make the quick delivery to that man open on the backside. That commits the last defender to the high post usually, and you get the 2-on-1 advantage.
Just confirming the score there. 9-0 to start this first quarter for Fraser. Rotorua boys yet to score. Yeah, you don't see it yet. Well, we do see that. Jeff Green's become a lot more friendlier with the referees and officials of late.
One thing of concern for me as we look in the background is the Rotorua bench, the body language. I understand they're devastated by yesterday, but if they want to be succeeding today, stopping the likes of Hiram Harris, their body language intensity, it's really going to need to change, and it's going to need to change promptly. Logan Ellis has been good. He's been blocking shots, carrying the load, but he's going to need his teammates to come to play as well as Robertson fires a 3. And they're going to need to get it done mainly through effort more so than firing up 3s. That'll change their fortunes.
Magabos. Rotorua yet to register a basket. Robinson just turns it over. Just a little disjointed play from Rotorua. And Fraser with all the action early as Ellis gets fouled on the rebound. Solomon unable to convert on this fast break attempt. There is the foul across the arm. But yeah, they have to, you know, get themselves motivated and get into this game. You know, the coach can only say so much to these players to get them up for this 3rd and 4th player.
Mark Ellis has really brought these boys through. He's been with them at the rep level where they've been highly successful for Rotorua for many years, as we see a lovely 3-on-2 executed, but Barlow can't finish. Hopefully they can find within themselves the mana within their group to come out and fight and show themselves at their best. This is a very good side. We're yet to see that here today.
There's the first basket. They're on the board through Bruce Magabos. Straight back at them is Jethro Taylor. Skip pass, Harris. Lets a 3 go. Good looking shot.
He's a good shooter for anybody, but certainly for a man of 6'8", possibly 6'9". He actually is more skilled than people realize sometimes.
Robinson, he can't connect on his triple, and looks like some problems there for Bailey Lacey Ramika. He had the matchup with Ty Wynyard in the semi-final against Rangitoto. He's probably still recovering from that battle.
It's kind of like fighting a grizzly bear.
And he did a very good job as Taylor knocks down another triple from that corner. This is Jethro Taylor's corner. This one here, boom. Just like that. The lead extends to 12 points for Fraser High School early over Rotorua.
Few transition baskets that we've got to slow down right now. Don't worry about the offensive end. No, we've always been about our defense. We've always been about our defense. Transition and run them off the lines. Then just enjoy yourselves again, boys. Enjoy yourselves again. Let's go. Come on. Don't quit on 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't quit on. Defense.
There is Rotorua big man Tamakari Verko Kameta. You can just see they are disappointed from their loss, but they're going to have to rebound quickly and get things going here against Fraser, who have made a strong start. Maley on the run out. And Rotorua, they need to respond quickly because Fraser is making a good run of this at the to start the game as Harris comes across with a big block.
Harris, very good center, rotates across, protects the rim here. He's been a really good player at a number of national tournaments. Won his odd national title, but he'll be hungry for one more win in the Fraser uniform. I think this might be his last crack at it.
Ella's unable to connect from deep. And again, we see some disjointed Rotorua offense. They're down by 14 early in this first quarter. Man-to-man coming from Rotorua. Maley, no call. Harris on the follow.
Working hard with the left-hand tip-in, his preferred left hand.
Watene from 3. Almost gets his rebound.
In my experience, it's very hard to play for yourself the day after this big loss. So when I've been in this situation, I've tried to appeal to my players. You will care about this game in a week's time or a month's time. It may even be a year's time, but you'll want to remember your last game has been a good one. They have to find a way to play at their best. This is a psychological challenge for Rotorua more than anything else at this stage.
Go into Harris, he skips it. Trey Barber draws contact from Robinson on the little drive to the basket.
Here we see him go by Robertson, not really in stance, and Trey Barber's able to go by him easily and draw the foul.
Barber misses the first. Rebound, Watene. Another turnover there from Rotorua boys. Fraser in control of this one. 16 points to lead for Fraser High School from Hamilton. Shot clock winding down. Harris goes to his favoured left hand. Nice little running hook. Trap comes at halfway from Fraser. Looks like a Trey Barber's lost his footing here. See, oh, no, he tripped over a foot there. So we see Watene draw contact on his drive. He'll get a couple of free throws. And there's a look at the dejected Rotorua bench. Still a lot to play for, you know. It's only the first quarter, but they're going to have to try and turn things around quickly.
Fraser High School won the championship in 2010. Anytime you can take the scalp of such a proud basketball program, you want to do it.
It's just a matter of, you know, the players finding that motivation individually and collectively as a team. Trey Barber. Tamamoko Green launches from range, no good. Watene with the outlet. Here comes Rotorua. It's Robinson, thinks about a triple. Well defended from Harris, the big man. They switch that little action. Robertson launches another three, no good. struggling offensively, Rotorua.
We've seen the insertion of Rangi Tautini Williams. He doesn't normally play much. I like that strategy from Coach Ellis. Maybe Mr. Williams, he's in there talking, he's getting people organised. Maybe he can make a bit of an impact and change the tone of this Rotorua performance.
Shot clock winding down. Watene comes up with it. Ellis surveys his options. Hard to the basket. Good follow there from Makaire Watene. Trey Barber on ball from Maley. Almost stolen there. Barber lets it go from range.
Silas Taylor, number 10 for Fraser. He's the younger brother of Jethro, who we've seen featured a lot. He is a very capable player, but he just needs to settle down and back himself to score rather than driving and passing without committing the defense.
Subs in for Rotorua. Number 6, Te Awanui Waka. And Verko Kameta, number 10, is checked in for Rotorua. Watene off with his second triple attempt. Robinson thinks about it. And here is Waka. Turns it over. Sure what's called here. Got a foul called. And sure where they've called the foul there on number 9, Joseph Garlick, who's checked in for Rotorua boys.
It didn't look to be much of a foul there. He must have had bad breath or something.
I don't know, mate. Yeah, he was, wasn't much contact. Here's a punch screen from Fraser. And Solomon can't get his reverse to drop. Robinson on the breakout for Rotorua. Defended well from Silas Taylor, that is. Watene. Nifty little move to the basket. Lost the handle.
Here we see him blow by and then split the double, drawing the foul on Harris Solomon.
Been impressed with Watane's ability to get the ball up in those heavily guarded positions in the paint there when he's driving to the rim. There is Mark Ellis. Not an easy job to motivate your team after a heartbreaking loss to Rangitoto in the semi-final. Down by 14. Steal from Rotorua boys, Robinson. Almost gets it to drop. Taylor. Solomon. Kicks it ahead to Barber, thinks about the triple. Shot clock winding down. Taylor will have to get it up. He throws up a shot. It's an early lead. Fraser up 20 over Rotorua boys on 6.
Back to our starting group, boys. Hey, great job. I think everyone's contributing a bit. We just got to make those sitters. Just a few sitters that we've missed that we normally hit. I know it's been a long week, but hey, there's still this other 3/4 of the game to go. We're slowly warming up into it. It's going to be about stops and playing D now. We've given them a head start. So we've just got to make sure we knuckle down, play some good D, grind it out at the other end.
Most of the half, all we're doing is we're as soon as we get the ball from here, we're dribbling it. We're not even looking to pass the ball and getting it out to the wing. No great basketball. Come on, guys. We've got to get the ball, get it out to the wings. Remember, get rid of it in this zone here. All right, so we can put the D back under pressure. All right, drive, open up into the kick, out to the wings, drive again, we should get open laps. Come on, guys, it all starts with our D. There's no talk, they're just playing bad on offense. We're not playing really great D. All right, we increase the intensity of our defense, all right, we get better and better. Good?
No, we just got to play basketball, guys. We're not here to finish fourth. We want to try and win. We want to try and get the top seed at regionals for next year, right? Here we go. Defense, 1, 2, 3. Go, Kura.
14 points the lead for Fraser High School in this third and fourth playoff in the SAS Sport New Zealand Secondary School Nationals. We're in Palmerston North. And out of that quarter time, what did you get from the coach's timeouts, Zico?
Well, I thought Coach Green made a really astute point. He talked about next year's regional qualifying tournament. The highest place finisher on Zone 2, which both of these teams are a part of, will get the #1 seed at regionals next year. That'll help them to qualify. And schools like Hutt Valley High School, a very good team, failed to take that into account a year ago, and this year they're not even here. So getting a good draw for regionals is a very important thing, and the winner of this will have an easier pull for qualification.
And I know Mark Ellis, the coach for Rotorua, talked about defense getting better and applying a lot more pressure than they did in that first quarter if they're going to get back into this game, and it's fair comment.
I also like what Caslow Evans, the assistant coach for Fraser, talked about. He said to his boys, you're not really playing great defense, they're just playing poor offensively. So both teams trying to find a way to be better as we see the baseline out of bounds, get an interior catch for Barlow.
Good nifty move, finishing with his left is Barlow. There's Watane. Verko Kameta. Robinson again cannot find his range from three-point land.
Margabos set a real good little pin screen to get him open, and now Margabos with a steal and the finish.
And Rotorua need to get something going here, especially on defense. This is Silas Taylor. Controlling things, man-to-man coming from Rotorua. Again, they go inside to Barlow. Double team there. Maley has to let it go from the free throw line. Barlow battles for the rebound but steps out of bounds. Good hustle there from the bearded Barlow, but steps out of court. Ellis for Rotorua. Watane. I was going to say, fighting hard down there for position was Ellis and Maley.
I've been impressed by Ellis. He's put the disappointment aside and he's really battling hard. He's keeping his team to a degree in the game with his effort.
Verko Kameta pulls up. No good from the free throw line. And Silas Taylor pushes the ball ahead. There's Solomon. Robinson. Almost loses the handle. Just have to get some offensive rhythm going as Ellis will get to the free throw line. That'll help.
It's a good seal down low by Rameka, and he creates the late rotation by Barlow, and Ellis, the junior tall black, capitalizes on that late defensive help.
Logan Ellis to the free throw line.
Sorry, that was Verko Kameta with the seal.
Looking at his options in the States is Logan Ellis, number 11 for Rotorua boys. Jethro Taylor has checked back into the ball game. Look for a swift ball reversal here. No. Long range 3 attempt.
Hemi Marshall injected into the game, seeing minutes here, and he shows the confidence. Looks quite athletic to me, probably a good defensive player.
Watene draws contact. Effective off the dribble. They're going to call this as a shooting foul or on the floor. Let's have a look. Should be free throws.
They've called it an offensive foul, I believe.
Offensive foul.
Because the ball's going back to Fraser.
Yep, must have been a push-off. Interesting call. Mark Eller's definitely not happy with it. The coach of the Rotorua boys team. Taylor penetrates hard to the basket. Bit of hang time, unable to get it to drop. Kameta, Verko Kameta comes up with a rebound. The elbow coming there. Looks like, let's hope Taylor's all right. Looks like he got one in the chops from number 10, Verko Kameta. Interesting to see they don't have the video replay, but have they called a foul there? I'm confused.
They called an 8-second count, but Coach Mark Ellis is very incensed. He's upset, yelling at referee Taylor Armandson. Perhaps he's doing this, an old coaching trick to show his boys that he cares. He's trying to get a technical to try to create a spark, an us against the world mentality possibly for Rotorua. This actually may be effective for them.
It's been used before. Fraser maintained possession. Solomon. Football violation on Ellis. The lead just teetering around that 10-point margin, 10 plus. And Rotorua will want to make sure it stays that way. They don't want to go down by, get behind a lot by this Fraser team. They want to stay in contact. Barlow looking to go to work down low. Off the window for him. Extended minutes for him in this game.
Yeah, he's a very important player. He does so many little things. We saw him last night setting screens that got shooters open a number of times, and here he contributes with his own offense. Right back at you, says Verko Kameta, but Barlow's equal to the challenge. He's a good post defender.
Ellis, he'll have to shoot it just inside the arc. He buries it. That's encouraging signs for Rotorua boys. Back to within 13. Man-to-man still coming from Rotorua. Reasonably passive man-to-man. As Halasiali Meili takes his chances and gets to the rim. Nice little move there. Draws contact from Verko Kameta. And sub coming for Verko Kameta. A little bit of foul trouble there for him. Meili off with the first, looking to extend his Fraser High School's lead. Rotorua. Quick move to the basket. The ref was open, but he's not in the white team. Yep, he's saying he should have laid that one up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the referee's a good shooter, but what he can do well is signal timeouts, and this turnover leads to Rotorua using one. They'll be coming back after this timeout down 13.
statement to the referees, that I'm with you fellas. I'm with you guys. You know, they're not going to look after you guys going down the hole and they want to smash the shit out of you, then I'm going to look after you. All right? We're all in this together. Let's go. Rotorua on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rotorua!
Sure.
Pat,
13 points the lead for Fraser High School in this third and fourth playoff. It's the AA boys third and fourth playoff for 2015. Could easily have been the final, but Rangitoto and Westlake will face off in the final as Solomon goes inside to Barlow. There's Harris back in the ball game, and we've got an offensive foul on the screen there.
I've coached against Dovan Barlow before, and he is a very illegal screener. He uses his legs very well, and you'll probably see that here. See him trip with the left foot. He does it all the time. It's partly why he's such an effective screener, but that time he got pinged for it.
Ellis, Robertson. Just unable to get the smooth offense at the moment. Rotorua just a little bit out of sync. Not really working as a unit. Watene. Ellis straight to the basket. Unable to finish it. But just not much offense going on there for Rotorua.
Yeah, they're really relying on Logan Ellis. He's trying to respond. We heard his father in the last time out, and as we suspected, he explained to his boys, I'm just trying to get on the referees to show I'm with you. He knows it's a psychological battle. Mark's a really good guy. He's normally not on the officials, but he's trying to find a way to get his boys motivated as they start to get themselves into this game through the hands of his son, Logan Ellis.
Ellis unable to cut into the Fraser High School lead as Harris pushes the ball down court. Solomon, it's the kick out. Again, Harris looking to put the ball on the floor. It's Taylor from the top. No good. Good battle on the offensive glass. They almost come up with it, Fraser. That's Waka to Watene. Miraculous left-hand scoop shot from Makaire Watene.
I've been really impressed with his left-hand finishing ability. He's obviously worked hard to develop his non-dominant hand.
Inside they go to Maley. He's marked by Watene. Easy little fake and step through there for him. Too easy in the post.
Yeah, you can't give people multiple bounces and multiple fakes in the post. They'll score every time.
Pressure from Fraser, dropping back into their zone. And just too late on the pass there to Waka. Taylor comes down with a big board. There's Ellis. Trying desperately to make a dent into this Fraser lead. Taylor. Sees a big opening. That's way too easy. Just out of an inbounds, he dribbles the length of the court, and they end up with a two-pointer. That's Mark Ellis is not going to be happy with that defense.
Yeah, from the get-go, Jethro Taylor, I've been impressed with his energy as we see them double up here and almost force a turnover. The pressure defense is almost mandating a bit of energy from Fraser here.
Well, they're just sticking with what they know best. They know how to pressure the teams at the defensive end. They've definitely stuck to their game plan. I think Rotorua have slightly gone away from theirs.
I think part of the reason that Fraser's in this game is they didn't do this so much last night. They're returning to their roots. Great pressure defensive coach Jeff Green and his boys are pressuring their way to a 14-point lead at this time.
Robertson gets loose off a screen at the top of the keyhole. And Fraser will maintain the possession. 3 minutes 40 to go on this third and fourth playoff. It's the SAS Sport New Zealand Secondary School Nationals from Manawatu. Fraser through Taylor. He turns it over, and here comes Rotorua boys. through Makaire Watane. Kick out to Robertson. Still no connection on his three-point shooting.
He almost never sets his feet and always fades on his shot. He's reasonably successful with that technique, but I think he could be even more money if he got a better base.
Trap comes. Good aggressive trap as he crosses the timeline. The best possible place to trap a player if they decide to pick up their dribble, which is pretty ill-advised. The players have the sideline and also the halfway line to work with his extra players to trap that player in. So it's really a no-no area to pick that dribble up just over halfway. Hiram Harris kicks out. Tamamoko Green from three.
And there we see the effort from Hiram Harrison. He isn't able to secure the rebound, but he is able to secure the baseline out of bounds.
There's Green with the long-range three. And just Hiram Harris, you see him just continuing to outwork his opponent. Maley can't connect on the little gimme. Magabos. The lead back to 12 for Fraser. Taylor. Green, travel violation on Tamamoko Green.
Yeah, we see him try to do the jab crossover popularized by Carmelo Anthony. It's a very hard move to do without dragging the pivot foot, and he really dragged it a long way there.
Rotorua, chance to cut into this lead. They go mid-post to Watane. He backs his player down. Good defense here from Maley. And Harris unable to handle the pass. Right idea.
Here we see Miley go by the defense and draw the last line of defense. It was all working perfectly for them, but for the one of a good pair of hands. Solomon normally does have them.
Watane, Robertson struggling to find his range as Ellers launches from downtown. Solomon with the rebound. It's Green on the break for Fraser. And looks like we've got a foul on Makaire Watane. Hiram Harris, you got to give it to him. His work ethic around the basket is tremendous.
Yeah, he's been a long-term dominant player on the interior of Fraser and Rotorua rep teams.
Nice looking shot from Hiram Harris.
One of the benefits is as he dominates on the interior, he draws fouls. Many centers are not good free throw shooters, but he's able to capitalize on the fouls that he draws as I put the mocker on.
As you just put the jinx on him. Okay. 11 points for Harris. He leads the scorers. For Fraser as Ellers gets loose and unable to finish it. Looks like he got a little poke in the eye for his troubles. Taylor, ahead to Green. Again, man to man, they go into the post, the quick double comes.
That's the weakness in Jethro Taylor's game. He's a great shooter, he's a good scorer, but he's not always the best decision maker, which really is a problem for him. At only about 5'7", he needs to be a good decision maker.
At his position, the point guard, most definitely, that's correct. You know, you need to have those decision-making skills. Some of it comes naturally, and I think some of it you can coach it and you can learn it. But, you know, I know that I have a pretty good decision maker in one of my point guards at my Rongotai team, Ezra Vaingafa. You know, but I haven't taught him a lot about decision making. It's something that you either have or you don't as a player. Trey Barber with the putback from Harris. But I think just getting back to that point, it can be coached. But there is a certain amount of, you know, players having that natural ability to make decisions under pressure. Ellers misses with a short-range jumper. They get another chance at it, Rotorua boys. Post, Ellers loses the ball. Here's Solomon. And we've got what looks like a technical foul Technical foul, just controlling proceedings here.
Taylor Arminson will probably be a little bit disappointed to be reffing this third 4 game. She would have probably rated herself a final. She's very familiar with these two teams. She's from the Waikato Bay Plenty area, and she knows the personalities of the people involved. She's keeping a lid on it. Mark Ellis wanted that technical. He's been working hard for getting a technical for a long time, and hopefully that'll give his boys a little bit of incentive to come to play as they still struggle to find a reason to be motivated.
So technical foul called on the coach, we believe. So they 2 shots, no lineup, and the ball from halfway. Chance for Fraser to extend their lead. Trey Barber finds an opening there. No good. Magaboss thinks about it. Ellis, Robertson. Can he find his range? Still no long bomb from Robertson.
Solomon gets pinned with 2 hands at the back, pushing off on that rebound attempt. I believe that will lead to 2 free throws.
Yep, it's the 5th foul for the team.
Rangi Tautini Williams has been a real impact player. He didn't play in the semi-final last night, but he's shown that he's got the wherewithal and effort. He's made a difference along with Ellis. They're really just finding, they want a teammate to come with them. We're sparking you guys. We need some help.
Yep, and this is Mark Ellis, is the coach of the Rotorua, just trying to find those players who are going to give him something in this tough 3rd and 4th matchup. Jethro Taylor. There's a screen to work with on the sideline as the shot clock winds down. He uses it. Punch screen action. Step back. Maley has to let it go from range. It's no good. But Fraser have controlled proceedings in this first half. The team from Hamilton have a handy lead. They're ahead in this playoff for 3rd and 4th, up 32-16 over Rotorua boys.
home.
Set. 16-point buffer for Fraser High School as we get the third period underway. Rotorua in the white strip, defending against Fraser High School from Hamilton. It's a third and fourth playoff in this 2015 AA Boys Division. Harris, aggressive on the offensive rebound. Has it stripped by Magabos, and he turns it over. Green for Fraser. Nice little fake there. Gets some contact, no call. Almost another turnover. It is from Magabos. That won't help Coach Ehlers at the moment and his Rotorua team, as they're struggling to get back in the ball game, and turnovers definitely won't help. Magabos this time ahead to Robinson. Risky cross-court pass. Ehlers. Watane. Plenty of ball movement. Watane off with his first three of the half. Harris. Coast to coast for him. Just defensive openings in this Rotorua defense. It's a bit of a worry for Mark Ehlers. Watane gets a O board and put back there. But Hiram Harris looks like he may have taken a knock there.
We see the full diversification of the big man's skills. He's posting up, he's hit perimeter jump shots, and there creates his own offense off the drive off the top.
Taylor ahead to Harris, playing a little bit of a perimeter spot. Goes with his right hand this time, showing his versatility. Ehlers, lob pass, too ambitious for Watane. Green stops, pops, no good for him. Back and forth action. Ehlers says, I'm going to take it all the way to the basket. He's been one of the leading lights for Rotorua boys so far this game.
Yeah, with the lack of defensive effort in this game, if you recognise that, just go to the rim every time. You're probably going to get rewarded. Hiram Harris has recognised that for Fraser. Logan's recognised that. Here we see he realises Barlow's not in stance. No help side. I'll get all the way to the rim. Very similar to the last replay we saw with Hiram Harris.
Rotorua boys down by 16. Harris controlling things on the wing for Fraser. He wants a post up. He skip passes. Tamamoko Green, the coach's son. Nifty little move there. and it's Solomon that can't handle the heat on that pass. Right idea from Tamamoko Green.
I think he just delayed the pass. He should have given it there, especially with the shot clock running down. He was putting real pressure on Solomon to finish before it expired.
Verko Kameta loses the handle in the block, and Green is off. Pulls it out. Again, not really aggressive defensively from Rotorua. Little shovel pass there from Solomon. Maley unable to finish. Again. Maley all the way. He can't finish that. And Ellis again leading the break. There's Verko Kameta out to Robinson. Finally, he gets a triple to drop.
You saw him set his feet there. He had all the time in the world, got his balance right, and that time it's pure.
They cut into the lead. It's 13 now as Harris surveys his options. Kick out to Solomon on the drive and pull up. Got a loose ball foul here. And it's going to go on Hiram. You can just see there in your lower right-hand part of the screen. Easy call there. And Hiram is just saying that he had his arm wrapped around him. They were doing a bro hug.
I think Hiram's actually correct. He did have his arm tied up. Verko Kameta showing a lot of goal there to draw the foul out of the bigger man.
Magabos for Rotorua boys. Chance to cut into this lead even further. They're down by 13 now. Robinson thinks about another triple. Ellis. 5 seconds. They'll have to get it up here. And Ellis loses the handle. A steal from Green. Splits the two defenders. Pull up in the lane. Rebounded by Robinson. Rotorua, Magabos weaving his magic. Multiple fakes. He finally gets some reward for his efforts.
I think Magabos has been one of the real surprise packages for Rotorua at this tournament. His quickness, his aggression, his energy, defensive presence, running lanes, getting on the rim. He's given them an awful lot during this game. Here we see him with the ball now. He's going to run an on-ball screen as the shot clock winds down. The foul resets to 14. No one's guarding number 8, Williams, and he takes the right shot, but he is unable to complete it. Maybe that's why they didn't guard him. And Harris, once again, recognizing he can get all the way to the rim, and kept alive by Harris Solomon. And they'll go straight into the post up again. Good front by Kameta, but the good pass by Tamamoko Green finds Harris, and Harris cannot complete it again. And the bobble ball eventually falls to Magabos. Solomon defended that well to take away the pass to the more athletic Ellis, but Magabos was equal to the task.
Great decision making there from Bruce Magabos. Didn't pass the ball too early, didn't, you know, he waited. He stayed with the ball, thus he's still the threat, and that's when the defender has to stay with the guy with the ball. So good decision there. So we see a jumper from Green, but Magabos, his decision making has been impressive. Ellis on the handoff. Robertson. This is the sort of offense you have to run at pace, and you have to use the whole court. And one of the things that Rotorua doesn't do is they don't use the corners well enough, and they never give themselves any opportunities for those backdoor plays. As Ellis makes another little jumper in the lane. They're cutting into that lead, but, you know, that offense, what do you think, Zico?
Well, I think they need to stop Tamamoko knocking down threes, but offensively, you know, this game's probably not as reflective of how they ran the offense yesterday in the semi, but even then they tend to be a little bit impatient coming out of the corners as we see it now. Kameta fakes it and drops it off to Williams.
Little variations like that fake handoff from Verko Kameta will help. Green, they've got to get a hand up on him. He's a streaky shooter, is Tamamoko Green. And you give him enough looks and chances, and he will knock them down. No problem about that. He's definitely not shy. Growing up, he was a gym rat. Just always in the gym, Tama. Timeout taken, Fraser ahead, 44 over Rotorua boys on 29.
At least foul them or something. They just put your head down like, oh no. It does nothing for the team. Now you've got 3 minutes to turn around. We're just lucky they're worse than us.
All right, let's be tough out there. Play through the knocks, all the little hits they give you after the plays, everything, and we'll be fine. Okay, just be tough, play through it. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, brothers.
Play good on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Good on.
Fraser still with a handy advantage in this third and fourth playoff. Double A boys, third and fourth playoff from Manawatu. Rotorua on the white strip. Verko Kameta, left hand hook. He gets one to drop. 13 points to lead for Fraser. Tamamoko Green with the ball has been hot. Hit his last 2 3-pointers as Jethro Taylor. He hits a 3-pointer of his own, and that's the corner. He loves that corner. Ambitious pass from Robertson.
Rotorua boys were working their way back into the game, but sensing that, we saw back-to-back threes from Tamamoko Green, and now Jethro Taylor gets it on the act. And now back up 16, Rotorua having to start again as they begin to eke into the lead again.
Yep, and in the last timeout, Caslow Evans, assistant coach for Fraser, gave them a tongue lashing, and they've come out and responded so far, Fraser. Watane. There's a steal, extra pressure coming. Taylor, feet set, boom! 4th triple for him in the ball game. He's a very, very good shooter.
Tamamoko Green making the extra pass. Those two shooters combining. One defender had no good option of who to leave open. He chose to rotate to Green, and that sprung Taylor loose. Great unselfishness from Fraser.
Williams. Ella's on the rebound. Been impressed with Maley. Halasiali Maley. He's been a real workhorse, underrated player for Fraser. Does a lot on the defensive end.
Yeah, his energy around the baskets has been pretty impressive to see. O-boards, little finishes, tearing down rebound and traffic, bigger people.
Tama, Moko Green. Posts up, Harris. Triple team down in the low block. Still gets his little lefty hook off in traffic and extends the lead. They're up by 21 in this third and fourth playoff. Rotorua boys. There's that pass to Watane. He nails the triple. And it's a better job of spacing in that Breakers offense.
Yeah, he stayed in the corner. What we call sometimes a stay read. If they try to switch as he comes high, you don't go to meet him, you stay in the corner. Double. You can get wide open.
Sorry. Maley inside. Good feed. Fraser continue to just keep the score ticking over. Mugabos. Good trap at halfway, and Taylor comes up with it. He's good for a 2. Solid player is Jethro Taylor. Here we go, look for another trap. There's the pass. Good pressure defense coming from Fraser. They're playing their trapping defense to perfection at the moment. It's all about anticipating those long passes and good solid trapping. Up fake. Ellis with the reverse.
It's a tough finish. Taylor pushing right back at him.
They were down to a 13-point advantage. They're back up by 20 now, Fraser. 25 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Tama, feet set, plenty of time. Straight on look. Those are the easiest threes, I reckon, as a shooter. From the top of the key, you're straight on, and that was money.
We saw Jethro Taylor returning the favour. Now he creates the help and kicks to Tamamoko Green. The two combining to create threes is White, and he creates one for himself and answers right back.
Toru Piro raining threes at the end of this 3rd period. Fraser still with a handy lead. They're up 59 over Rotorua boys on 36. Well, you can see there from the quarter scores that the slow start has really had an effect on the Rotorua boys, but it's been a 3-point barrage coming from Fraser. Toru Piro and Tamamoko Green, the coach's son, and Jethro Taylor just on fire from beyond the arc, hitting multiple threes from multiple spots on the floor. And they've got a handy 20-point lead. It's 59-39. Fraser in the lead in the blue strip. And Rotorua boys get the ball out front. Magabos. That's Watene. Magabos from 3. Haven't really seen him shoot the 3-pointer much. And a foul called on new player. I suspect this is the brother of number 10, Tamakari Verko Kamatia. This is Manaki Verko Kameta, number 4 for the white team. He's checked in. And Coach Ella's just given one of his younger players a bit of burn. Be interesting to see how he goes. It's number 4 marking Green at the moment. They go inside to Harris. The double comes quickly. Taylor. On the follow, gets rejected by Ellis. Not sure.
He gets raked across the arm underneath by number 4.
There's the foul there. I don't think they called that on Ellis. It's on Manaki Verko Kameta.
Wonder if he's got the same leaping ability as his older brother. If he can dunk at that size, it'll be pretty impressive.
Taylor drills the second. And sub coming for Fraser. Trey Barber checks in for Maley. Rotorua boys. Magabos. On ball action. He needs to look at the dive. Ellis was open on the little flash there, but Watene had his back turned and couldn't see the diving Ellis. He's probably just having a word to, hey, look, I'm open there, buddy.
Hiram Harris on the purple came out aggressive, and this deterred him from looking and see he's coming off, and then Hiram Harris jumps out and he tries to be in a protection stance. Tamamoko Green rotating for the steal. That's well defended by Fraser in their purple coverage.
It was well defended there. Magabos unable to get the roll. Watene ends up with it. Shot clock just expiring. They'll reset that. Play on. Magabos. Watene with the non-ball.
Purple again, but this time Harris is out late and commits the foul.
Talk about separation in that on-ball action. You know, if Ellis is going to set that screen, he's either going to dive or pop, but he's got to get somewhere. He can't just stand there because it's about their separation so that the dribbler has a passing option.
See there, he doesn't really separate from the screen, though the rotation comes from Tamamoko Green, and he kicks on to Verko Kamera, who had an open left corner three. Jethro Taylor says, that's my reservation. You can't make it from there.
Ellis. Watene. Magabos kicks it again. Inside they go to Ellis on the post up for him to wheel and deal down here. Loses the handle, but they're going to call a foul on Hiram Harris.
Here we see him take his time in the post. Solomon leaves the double now as they let Harris deal with this one-on-one. And Harris had it completely locked up. He just didn't need to hack at the end of the play.
Watene squares him up in the corner. Little on-ball action again. They pop Ellis. Ellis on the step back. Solomon with the D-board. Tamamoko Green in traffic. And Magabos. Just a little disjointed their offense. They get an on-ball, no. Watene, Magabos open, decides to go inside.
It's a really good cut by Terrell Weishman, number 15 for Rotorua boys, seeing the double and going straight to the front of the rim, but Logan Ellis is not able to complete the pass to him, which would have been a layup.
I think, well, he's got a fair case. I'm pretty sure that ball was deflected, but they've called it Fraser ball. They maintain a big lead. And Tamamoko off with his three. Hiram Harris chases down the rebound.
We see Fraser, that big lead is 21 up, 60 to 39 with about 7 minutes to go in the quarter as they go to work through the hands of Harris Solomon, who completes it and puts them up 23.
Harris Solomon, strong play from the guard. Is Harris on the dump down, and there's Solomon taking the contact. And it wasn't a lot of contact. He makes the deuce, and he'll get an extra from the free throw line, and it can extend the lead for Fraser. It's the finals day here in Palmerston North. It's the third and fourth playoff between Fraser and Rotorua boys. Solomon misses the extra. And Rotorua, after a slow start, they find themselves still in the hole here. Watene. No good on the pull-up. There's Ellis working hard as ever. Probably the hardest worker today for Rotorua boys.
Yeah, his effort's been very meritorious, and he's really acquitting himself here, showing what kind of resiliency and character he's got. Perhaps that's why he's a junior Tall Black and a college prospect.
Watene trapped in the corner there. It was a good trap again from Fraser. What are you looking for in a good trap, Zico? What makes a good trap?
Well, I guess you want to take away the space from the offensive player with your torso and keep your hands out big hands, everyone else hunting the pass, try to make it an obvious pass out so you can know who to rotate as you defend 4 with 3.
And Fraser do a great job of that anticipation. They don't necessarily get the steal out of the actual trap, as Trey Barber, off a pretty feed, makes a solid inside play there. But we're just talking about the anticipation from the Fraser players. They are one of the best at anticipating that pass out of a trap, as Magabos splits the gap and gets all the way, only to be rejected back to the first row by Hiram Harris.
Silas Taylor communicated the gold coverage on the on-ball late there. That's why the penetration came, but Hiram Harris saw it, as we talked about, anticipating and stopping it. Mikari Watani from the same spot, he had the game winner yesterday, and once again he can't quite complete it. He's a brilliant player.
All ball there from Silas Taylor. Tamamoko Green fakes the pass, gives it up.
I think he fakes the pass quite often unnecessarily when he could just, the guy's already wide open, just give him the ball.
And Watane goes upstairs for a rim rocker. He calls for a sub. And Fraser continue to control this 3rd and 4th playoff.
They go into their 1-2-1 offense as they swing a shooter around off the screens. Tamamoko Green was closed out there though.
Here we see Watane. Great camera work there. Makaire Watane goes to the bench. Solid tournament for him. May not see him again this quarter. And there's a hug from the coach. They've done extremely well. They obviously wanted to go all the way, but they came up against a very good Rangitoto side. And there we see Tamakari Verko Kameta.
Yeah, it's the end of a long journey for Mark Ellis and Mikari Watane. They've been together all the way through since juniors, so 5 years and probably about 250 games later, he subs out for the last time and his head in his hands, very emotional moment. I remember my last game bawling my eyes out, didn't really understand why.
Robertson, really Zico, bawling your eyes out?
Absolutely.
Was it like, did you lose the, what game was this? What division are we talking?
This was California High School last home game.
Silas Taylor with the basket to Fraser, keeps the score ticking over for the Blue Machine from Hamilton, Fraser High School. Again, they stick with that Breakers offense. Ellis, mid-post, wheeling and dealing, gets his own rebound. Again, just deserves everything he's worked for today.
And despite the added height of the man bun, Silas Taylor's just too small to defend Logan Ellis in there.
Look at the work on the offensive glass there. He's been relentless. Just doesn't stay still for long.
Great mahi from Logan today. He's been a consistent presence.
Aye. Hi, Zico. Mahi, Māori word for work. And Hiram Harris just gets a foul, but it's probably the end for Logan Ellis. That's the father and son. Proud moment, no doubt, for Mark Ellis, coach, but also father to Logan Ellis, who's had a whale of a tournament and really has been one of the shining lights for this Rotorua team today. Always tough to get up for a 3rd and 4th playoff. This man's definitely got up for it. Harris with the rebound and put back.
Interesting, we see them giving the opportunity for Harris to play the 3 position there, and he plays on the perimeter. It'll be fascinating to see how the big man handles that challenge as this game comes to a close.
Robertson launches. He's been off with his 3-point shot today. And he launches a 3. It's Tamakari Verko Kameta. He steps outside and drills a 3. A wry smile for him.
And that 3 gives them sneaky life if they could get a stop, but they can't.
Yeah, Fraser just continued to score at will against what's been a patchy defensive display from Rotorua. Magabos. And Tamakari Verko Kameta tries his luck again. That's Waka. And he has a quick foul.
And given that that's now, I believe, put Rotorua in the bonus, Hiram Harris will walk the length of the court, trying to extend on his 25-point outing. We see Magabos, another year 13, I believe, sub out, and he goes through the hug line with his teammates along the bench as Hiram Harris lines up the free throw.
Here is Magabos. Harris drills the second. More subs coming here from Rotorua. It's number 9, Joseph Garlick, checking into the game as Tamakari Verko Kameta gets the applause and hug from his coach. He's had a solid tournament. There's a little confusion there. Robinson tidies things up, sees an opening, kicks it out. That's Rangi Tautini Williams with the 3. It was slightly off there. Here's Williams' 3-point attempt. And that's a foul on Waka. Unable to get the first to drop.
Sometimes in these 3-4 games, it's a great chance for the bench to have a contribution. Jonty Wetlands on his birthday almost never played for us, but came in and had a quick 8 points. Really made a highlight for his year. And there we see Coach Green enjoying his bench warmer come in and knock down the jumper.
Yep. Good team spirit shown from this Fraser side. Robinson. Nifty little move to the basket, evades Tamamoko Green's block attempt. Harris. Oh, he gets another basket.
The bench guys often sacrifice a lot for the team, and they train and they train and they train. And this is their reward right now, late in the game.
Tamamoko. Foul called. That is Tamamoko Green with the foul. Draws the foul, sorry. He'll get a pair of free throws.
And now we see T. Awanui Waka, another year 13 player, exit the game. Coach L has shown real class to give each of his year 13s an individual exit to really reward them and allow the parents, family and fans to shower them with love, honouring their contributions over the last 5 years to Rotorua Boys High School basketball.
Tamamoko Green just throwing that last free throw up with his left.
And now we see the exit of Hayden Robinson.
Rotorua Boys all the way to the basket. It's Williams, can't get it to drop. Here's Green. Kicks it out. Steal coming from Manaki Verko Kameta. Foul, and I think that's just the 4th team foul.
It is.
They'll just get the ball from the sideline. They're in the bonus now though, Rotorua Boys.
Later today, I'd expect to see 4 of these players make the tournament team. I think you'll find that Hiram Harris is a lock, Logan Ellis is a lock, and I would think that Mikari Watene is also a lock. There probably will be a 4th from Fraser, but it remains to be seen who that will be.
Maybe Jethro Taylor.
That'll be my pick.
He's played pretty solidly. Joseph Garlick on the line for Rotorua boys. Gets a lucky roll on the second. Fraser, they're going to finish third in this 2015 New Zealand National Basketball Championship. Harris in the corner. Arapata Hapuku. Long pass ahead. It's Terrell Winchman. Passes back to Manaki Verko Kameta. Unable to get that in. Nice job. Big round of applause coming for Hiram Harris. Probably the leading player for this Fraser team. He's led from the front. He's battled extremely hard all tournament. And Manaki Verko Kameta's off on the first. The young guard. Makes a second. Fraser. Couple more possessions. Jethro Taylor. Oh, great pass there.
We saw the great pass from Arapata Hapuku to Jaden McCarthy. McCarthy's been a very solid finisher to this point, but that one, the pass was so good, I think it caught him by surprise by a little bit.
Yeah, he got it to him late, but it was still a good pass. Jethro Taylor being subbed off to lots of applause from his teammates. He's had a solid tournament as Rotorua look to close this one out. Garlick thinks about a three. They'll have to get it up. Shot clock is winding down. And Garlick, after the shot clock expires, so 17 seconds to play in this third and fourth playoff. Fraser will finish third for the record against the Rotorua boys, who just after a slow start have been unable to get things going. We see a three that's off from Arapata Hapuku. So a solid win for Fraser. They win this one in the third and fourth playoff for 2015. They were both beaten semi-finalists, only just. They both lost on the buzzer, but in this game, Fraser has prevailed. Big win for them. They win by 20 points, 76-56 over Rotorua boys.